brother, and welcome back to FtB's presents Dw20's 116 Modpack with me, Tryonus. How is everyone? We all had a good weekend, so as you can see I did find time to do the recording. I wasn't sure if I would or not, but I'm actually doing this on the Sunday rather than the Monday morning like I would normally do, but we should be okay. Hopefully this should help me out a little bit. So today we are going to be setting up the process of getting sulfuric acid, if it wasn't in the title. So this is something I have never done before, but I'm kind of hearing you already asking why do I want this. But before I answer that question, let me ask you a quick question. How do you feel about these types of recordings? I know I did them all last week with everything pretty much pre-set up, and I just kind of craft everything from the chest with the recipe pre-laid out, and then I kind of just put everything together and I try to explain the best way I can do. I'm not a mastermind of mechanism. I do know it a little bit more. I'm going a bit more in depth with it this time, and I'll explain why. But yeah, oh, and before I forget, a big shout out to I did have his name, or their name should I say, wrote down, but let me just see if I can find it a little bit. Just bear with me. There we go. Alcium, because he or she, I don't know, told me that in the comment section on the last video that to get the digital miner to actually work properly, I just need to kind of look at the ores, and like the coal ore there, it states hold control for tags, and then underneath that forge the double dots ores slash coal, or forge double dots ores, and that's what you actually need to type into the tag filter. So if I just press reset and go back to config, you can actually see that if you go into the tags, that's what you type in, and that will actually set it going properly, rather than just going through the ores tag. It was, for how they explained it, something to do with Mojang and how they changed the names of things, so that's why that was altered. So yeah, and as you can see, I've been trying to sort out what I've got and whatnot. So yeah, we're getting quite a lot of resources in already. I mean, we have 26 diamond ore, no emeralds as yet, but we're getting there. We're definitely getting there. And with the 3 times ore processing, remember, everything that we get from this we can triple for the time being. So yeah, anyway, let's get back to the actual thing. I just almost forgot about that. I thought that was an absolutely fantastic comment, and very well detailed and explained to me, and that's the type of thing I look for. I really do appreciate that feedback. Like I say, I'm not a mastermind of mechanism or anything like that. It's just kind of one of those things. And it looks like I've had rats. Wonderful. So yeah, like I say, thank you very much, Alcium. That's ALECIUM, who does have a YouTube channel, so a big shout out to that person. Maybe if I remember, I'll put a link to their YouTube channel as another thank you for letting me know. So yeah, right, let's get on with today's episode. So like I said, we're making sulfuric acid. But why? The reason is that I want to make the mechanism mech suit. It looks absolutely fantastic if you haven't seen it before. I've never had it, but I have seen others have it, and it is really a very done piece of armor, and you can also upgrade it with teleportation units and gravitational vacuums and breathing units and all sorts. So it's basically combines everything mechanism has into one big suit. So just to make the helmet alone, we need ultimate control circuits, which are fairly easy to make, I think, especially when you've got a mechanism miner and resources to do so. You need HTP seats, which again is made from these guys with what do you call it, ethanol, this stuff, yeah, ethylene. You combine that together to make them, as you can see, oxygen, liquid ethylene or flowing, and you get the HTP pellet, and then you can combine them or enrich them to make the pellet. So that should be fairly simple to do. The basic induction cell, that could be a little bit more complicated because we need the lithium dust for that, which then we need lithium, which we need, I think it's brine or something like that, I can't quite remember, but we'll do that another day. I'm not going to complicate matters now. We need netherite, which should be the easiest thing to get, believe it or not, because all we need to do is move the digital miner into the nether and we should be able to get some. But one of the bigger processes is getting these petroleum pellets, and the petroleum pellets require fluorite dust, which is easy enough, as you can see. We just need them, but we also need water and petroleum, and this gives us nuclear waste, spent nuclear waste, in this pressurized reaction chamber. To get petroleum, we need nuclear waste, which is fed into the solar neutron activator. To get nuclear waste, we need a fission reactor, which needs water, fissile fuel, which outputs steam and nuclear waste. The steam we can use in a turbine, so we can use that for power. To get fissile fuel, we need uranium hexafluoride. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing that right. You know what I'm like for names and things like that. To get this uranium hexafluoride, we need hexafluoric acid and uranium oxide. To get uranium oxide, we need yellow cake uranium in an oxidized thing, which is just uranium ingots. Let me just go through that a little lot again. There we go. And that, to get the sulfuric acid, we need sulfuric acid, which is what we're making today, with fluorite. To get the fluorite, the sulfuric acid, sorry, we need water vapor, and we need sulfur dioxide. Yeah. So like I say, this is kind of one of the bigger things, but we will be able to get not only the mech suit, but we will also get a steam turbine up and running as well, so it will help us power situations. So these are kind of things I've never done before, so expect a lot of derps, maybe explosions, and we'll see how far we get. So let's stop talking and let's start doing, shall we? You may notice my little sign here. I went exploring and I found a little Pneumatic Craft village house, and it had one of these in, so I nicked it. So yeah, it's basically like a sign, and you can alter things and whatnot. So yeah, it's a bit weird, but it's kind of cool. So the machines that we need to make this acid, we need 2 electric pumps. I've already pre-made these because we've done this before. An electronic separator. See, I'm getting tongue-tied already, so that's a really good start. We also need a pressurized reaction chamber, which is this one here, I believe it is. No, it's this one here, sorry. Enrichment chamber. We've made one of these before because we needed it for the biofuel and whatnot, but I thought I'd make this one again on camera. We need 2 chemical infusers. We need a chemical oxidizer, which is this one, which requires a personal chest, which we made last episode for the miner, and a lot of basic tanks, as you can see. Just in case, basic tanks are made from osmium and redstone. I think I've made them on camera, but I can't quite remember. And then we also need a rotary condenser, and we basically got everything already set up and ready to go. It's just putting it all together. So let's craft these machines. Let me just do these kind of one at a time so I know where I am and I've got everything kind of set up. Unfortunately, the basic tanks don't actually stack. So yeah, exactly, Mr. Villager. So we can get most of these done fairly quickly. As you can see, there's one, and there is two of them. Then we need this one, which is not that one, not that one, that one, which requires a dynamic tank. I forgot to mention this one, which we have made before, which is steel and a bucket, and you get 4 of them. I had some spare from other crafting elements that I must have done before. And then lastly, this recipe, which was the rotary condenser. There we go. So that should be everything that we need. We'll grab the pumps, we'll grab the electronic separator, we'll grab an extra basic chemical tank, and we'll need some pipes and some pressurized tubes as well. So yeah, this should be interesting. Like I say, disclaimer, I've never done this before, so hopefully I've got everything set up pretty much as we need it. So that is kind of the setup there. So let's get on with it. I did this more to remind myself as well, because then things can get into the right place. Everything is already ready to be hooked up and wired. I don't know if that's a good idea or not. I'm kind of debating whether or not I should remove these for now until we actually get things done, and I think I'm going to do that because, like I say, I want to make sure this is right and all set up before we go. So yeah, as you can see, I kind of made another basic energy cube here, and I ran the wires all on the ground, so all being powered by that one little gas generator. So I might need to make a second one, because obviously it's powering all of them and all of these, but if I need to, then I will do that off camera. Something I did forget was to grab a couple of buckets. Did I leave my buckets in there? Yep, okay, because we're going to need a couple of buckets of water, so we can grab the water from our pumps here. There we go. So yeah, we will start on the left hand side. So like I said, we're making this acid. So the water vapor is very easy to make. All you need to do is have a water source and a rotary condenser, put it into decondensing mode, and we get water vapor, which we can kind of do first. So I'm going to put this here, and we'll have a we might need to have a pipe at the back just so I can get this set up right, and we'll have some water up there, and then I can have one of the pumps facing that way, so we can have this, and then the rotary condenser on top, just like so. So the water will feed into there, and then we need to push this button, which is toggle operating, because it says there it's concentrating, and then the other one is deconcentrating. I'm probably butchering that name, so that's kind of what we need. So that when it gets power, and that gets power, should start making the water vapor for us. Easy. The other part, the sulfuric trioxide, isn't as easy, because we need oxygen and we need sulfur dioxide. To get oxygen, which is the easy part, we just need the oxygen from the electronic separator, which we can do here, which we can get rid of that one, and we need the separator. Oops, Enderman's not happy with the rain, and we can put that one there. Obviously we need water to it, so we need to get rid of that and get rid of that one, and we'll do the same again. We'll put a pipe there, Oops, is that the... Oh, it's the pressurized pressure tube. Have I done the same here as well? Well, at least it worked. I will remove that. But, yeah, there we go. And we'll attach it to there. Right, so let me just get rid of you and you. But at least it's got the pipage. Hello, welcome. And we will also put a water pipe on top of these, because more than one item requires water at this stage. There we go. So that should feed in water to there. So we need this will make hydrogen and oxygen, so we need to dump the hydrogen and just keep the oxygen. Okay, so if the hydrogen gets overfilled, we know the machine will stop working. So okay, then we need a couple of gas tubes down at the bottom, because again, more than one machine requires the oxygen for this. So we also need the pressurized reaction chamber, which is this guy on here. There we go. And this one will make the sulfur dust that we need with water and oxygen with coal. There are other ways to make the sulfur dust, namely with gunpowder and hydrogen chloride, but this way seems to be the easiest way to do it to my mind, as we can basically get as much coal or charcoal as we pretty much well want. An offshoot of this is hydrogen, which we don't need, but again, if this gets filled up, we will the machine will stop working, so we don't want that, which is why we've got the basic tank, but we'll deal with that later. So the sulfur dust needs to be shot upwards, so I'm just going to make sure that the eject is off, and we'll put the top to the output. There we go, and all the rest can be left off. Oops, get the right thing. There we go. I do kind of wish there was a button to the side which would put everything to off mode, and then you can sort out the inputs and outputs as you want, rather than it being preset up. But everything else should be okay. So we should have like the fluids coming in from the left. We will disable the rest of them just to be on the safe side, and then gases from the input on the right. We don't need at the bottom even, so the oxygen will go in from the bottom. So then we need the chemical oxidizer up here. This will make the chemical oxidizer, I said, into there we are, and that should go up there. That should be facing the right way, so we should be good there. So that will get the sulfur dust, and that will make the sulfur dioxide for us. Okay, so then we just need another gas tube here. There we go, and that should be automatically on. Auto eject output on the right. There we go. It does look a bit strange. I always think that the front of this should be here, but it's not. It's actually, this is the front and that is the right hand side. So we've got that coming out of there. So like I say, we've got the sulfur going into there, and then the sulfur getting turned into the sulfur dioxide, which is what we need to make the sulfur trioxide inside the chemical infuser along with the oxygen. So we just need a chemical infuser here. There we go, and we need to set the things here. So we've got a gas as an input and a gas at the input at the top. We need to make sure that that is turned off, and we'll have that turned off as well, and we need that as a output on the blue. As you can see, each one is separate because we've got the red and the orange, so I might need to just double check that I've got that kind of set up right. Okay, so we've got let me just double check this. So we've got oxygen coming in on the left and sulfur dioxide on the right. So we need red on the bottom, I believe, and we need orange on the top. I'm just doing this to be safe. I don't know if exactly I need to be right on this, and then we need that to be blue on the output. Okay, so we've got red for oxygen, orange for the sulfur dioxide, and then blue will be the output. Okay, I hope so. Trust me, I'm hoping this will work as well. Then we need another chemical infuser here, just like so. There we go, and that should fit in quite nicely. And then again on the left hand side we want gases for the input, and we need orange to be an input as well, which is already set. Excellent. And that should be it. Okay, and that should make us everything that we need to make the sulfuric acid, hopefully. I am hoping this will work. Like I said, this is the first time I've done this, so expect it to blow up on me. Well, this should not explode, it's the other things in the future. So yeah, all that we need to do now is hook it up and see if it works. The only other thing that I need to do is grab some charcoal or coal. Like I say, charcoal and coal is not a problem for me these days, so I should be able to just put that into there. Let me just make sure that the item config is on the top for the blue. It is. We also need to make sure that the gas is on the input there, but on the front we need the blue to be output as well, because like I said, we're going to be putting this basic chemical tank on the front of it. Okay, so let us begin a connection. So that should start getting us water. There we go, filling up nice and slowly. But it will also be feeding this guy as well. We'll start that getting power, so that's going to make the hydrogen and the oxygen. The oxygen should be going into there. Yep, very slowly, but remember it's feeding into two machines, which oxygen is going into there as well. Fantastic. Then we need power to go to there, which will start making us the sulfuric acid, which is going into that. Excellent, thank God. Fist pump in the air. Then we can give that one power, which should start making us the trioxide, sulfur dioxide even. Excellent. Then we come across to this one. That is making us sulfur trioxide. As you can see, nice and slowly, but it's getting there. Then that should have gone into there, the sulfur trioxide. Okay, excellent. Then we just need the water vapor in there, so we just need to give that one power, and then come across there. That should get power, and then that one can give the water to there, and that should give us some water vapor. And then that should be making us sulfuric acid. Yay! I'm actually quite pleased with myself with that little setup there, and it's not too mucky. Probably could do with a little bit of a block of wood there just to hold that up. Just one of those little things. So there we go. There we have it. Some sulfuric acid. We just need to put on this guy. So if I've got it set up, all this hydrogen will come into this basic chemical tank. There it is, that's gone empty, directly into that, and then we can set that to dumping excess. It will hold 64,000 buckets worth, or 64 whatever litres that is, and then it will start dumping. But like I say, or we can use that hydrogen maybe to make a different sort of jetpack, but we don't need that at the moment considering. But yeah, there we go, there we have it, the sulfuric acid. So next episode we'll be making use of the sulfuric acid and making some of the other stuff that we need. What is it that we actually need? I think it's the fissile fuel that we need to make. There we go. And that requires the uranium hexafluoride, which requires the hydrofluoric acid, which is sulfuric acid and whatnot. So we'll get to that next episode. I've still got to sort it out in my head first. But yeah, everything is working. A little bit slow. Hopefully power levels are doing okay. Yeah, they're doing absolutely fine. This poor little gas burning generator, I do feel sorry for it. It's doing me so proud though. It really is. But yeah, we are now basically making this acid, so hopefully we are well on our way to start making the mech suit and some other more advanced items than I've ever made before. So yeah, I'm very proud of myself there. So yeah, I hope that you will hit that like button for this, and if you've got any questions, hints, tips or complaints, feel free to put them down in the comment section below. But regardless, thank you very much for joining me, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Bye.